Welcome to our first Aquarian Salon of the third cycle about art, astrology and wisdom teachings. It is the 9th Aquarian Salon we have now, and the theme of today is transformation, and have a beautiful Aquarian Salon meeting. Welcome. Sorry. We now speak the prayer for group coherence. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Saha Viryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinavati Tamastu, ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we be protected together. May we share and enjoy together. May we work efficiently together. Let there be no hindrances to our enlightenment. Let no malice prevail. Let peace be in all the three planes. This Aquarian Salon is a very special Aquarian Salon. The idea for the Salon was born 2.5 years ago from Risa. She gave it in a talk together, and we developed it in intense exchanges and then invited and prepared the salons. Risa had recently declared that it is not possible for her to continue, and I would like to express here to you, Risa, and to all who are there, a very big thank you. Without you, without your great commitment and always the great inspiration, the salon would never have been started. It would not be any salon there. And I feel always very great gratitude, and I'm happy that we exchange our little conversations nevertheless. And that we now, for the Aquarian Salon, it is like saying goodbye to a phase of the salon where we are looking to find a new form. We cannot continue like it was. Risa cannot be replaced. She had given so important and good, inspiring introductions, very beautiful perspectives about last time, the Aquarian age, so many other topics where she had given deep insights into and prepared together with Lorraine, also to her, a big thank you. The beautiful slides with many interesting images there and always great inspiration. And this was a major part of every salon. And since we cannot continue like this, we reflected how it can be continued. Shall we continue? I left it open for a while, but there were a number of voices who said, yes, we should continue in a way. And so we are now, today, for the first time with an experiment. We are thinking to have an Aquarian approach for the continuation as a round table conversation, like sitting together here. A friend of mine sent me this picture of their round table. So here are some chairs, and we thought that a small group starts the conversation about the topic and what they want to bring in, who are since long with the teachings. And they are part of the support group, and they share ideas. And then from there, we open it to the general dialogue, or it can be a flowing continuation. So I don't know how it goes. It is like sitting together in a talk, and we do not know whether the talk will develop and how it will develop. But we take this dialogue, this um, conversation on art, astrology, and wisdom teachings now as a group moderation, a group intro. And we do not have an individual moderator who does prepare the slides and share them, but we do this as a group now. And this, I also just want to present the ones who are sitting at the moment at the beginning on the chair, but you can also then take a chair and sit at the round table and bring in your thoughts. So there is Frank, of course. He had been already years ago when I had my first exposition in Berlin. He gave music accompaniment for an exposition in Berlin, and he has always given the musical inputs. And so Frank sits there, and I have discussed with him the format and the ideas of how to continue, especially. Then there's Ruth, our piano player from Munich, sitting at the Salon, Rosa from near New York, and she has also been here in the team since the very beginning. She's not just now the person who gives login and looks who wants to say something, but Rosa is sitting also at the table. I wanted to have her more active in because I know she has much more in her rucksack than she has shown here in the round. But due to her private situation, family situation, it is not possible to make a greater commitment here in the salon. And then also Birke is here, and others might also join. There are some who are not here today who would also sit at the table at one moment. The others can who just come in as visitors, they were not prepared, but you can join the conversation at any moment. So I would like to give the table free for who would like to say something to Risa, to the situation, the moment, to the new format, or whatsoever you would like to say sitting here at the table.
I would like to thank you, Ludger, for your words that are so beautiful. And we did begin this as an experiment, and it grew for 2.5 years. And then now it's growing into another direction and including more and more people in a different format. And it's just perfect. The experiment always brings forth new ideas. When changes occur, new imagination comes forth. And I see that beautiful color in Tatiana's wall, and I feel like that is the coming forth of the new level of the salon. All those different colors, beautiful colors of each one of us, our own inspirations, our gifts. We are invited to come forth in this salon and provide part of the experiment. And each one of our colors coming forth, our imagination, our abilities, our talents, and our gifts. When someone steps aside, it allows for many, many more to come forth. And I think that's what's happening now. So I want to say thank you to everyone for allowing me to work with you all for this past 2.5 years. And now I'm going to watch how you all bring forth your gifts and talents and abilities. I want to say that the most important thing about the salon in its creation was to bring forth Ludger's paintings. Ludger has been painting for so many years. Those paintings have been hidden in cellars. And now it was time for them to come forth because Ludger is a teacher with his paintings. And for me, that was the most important aspect of the salon. And I know that will continue.
And I
Okay.
would never have stepped forward to start speaking about the paintings without Risa's input. There's a story. In 2013, I showed my paintings to Master Kuma. He was very much impressed about it, and he said, "Don't make any self-marketing about your paintings. Let others speak about it and do it." And I followed this, and I did not want to be showy with my activities. I put them online, I made them available, but I did not speak about it. For years also, I tried just to see what he was teaching, but I did not come forward to teach myself, just in a small format in the study group. But Risa had following the study group for 7 years without saying a word. And when we started speaking together, she pushed me forward together with Alexis to start teaching. And then I was astonished, very much astonished, when she said, "We push you forward." And I said, "How?" And then she said, "We make a salon." "Oh, salon," I said. "I know automobile salon in Geneva. I know the French salons of the 17th century, but that's old-fashioned." And then she said, "No, no, we do an Aquarian Salon." "Aquarian Salon?" I said. "What's that?" "Oh, we do a salon about art, astrology, and wisdom teachings." I said, "Wow, that sounds interesting." And so it started. And Risa then I said, "I don't want to have a platform on my own. I just want not stand there in the front." But she said, it is a group activity, and we do it as a group together. And so here we are now. And therefore, it is not an individual show of one man or one woman show, but it is a group activity together. And also in this moment of transformation, it is group activity. Teresa, you can just join. You're free to just open your microphone and then also speak.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you, Ludger. I have really enjoyed participating the last 2.5 years. The format provided me an opportunity to get exposed to your beautiful, esoteric paintings. I've loved the discussion that the group has brought forth regarding those paintings, the astrology connection, the mystery teachings. Without this platform, I would not have had the opportunity to experience your works and the conversation, the intellectual growth, and artistic value has been remarkable. And I've, of course, appreciate Frank's contribution, his very moving musical pieces that are included in each salon. And I also, something that was mentioned just a moment ago, perhaps by Risa or by Ludger, I don't remember. But in our group, we've been recently studying conclaves. And, specifically at the, maybe let me break it down into a smaller segment, but just the concept that as the masters take initiations and move forward or move up, it opens up positions for disciples to step forward into higher levels. The teachers moving on open the experience for others to step into those roles and expand their abilities and perhaps provide a different direction that's more needed or more relevant for the group. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about this transition, so that you're going through with this group right now. Part of the process.
Thank you. Excellent. I like your thoughts very much. And this is what teachers say, they go forward. They can only go forward when the others they take over roads. And so then they are free to step forward. And so when Risa is completing her cycle, also from the astrological point of view, she is reaching the 12th Uranian cycle soon. It is time to step forward into a greater round. And this you can only do when you close up a round. And so it is very appropriate that we also now all step in and see what we can and how we can contribute. Anyone else wanting to say something?
I just would like to, well, thank you, Risa, for all the work you have done through these years, and also for bringing up actually Ludger's paintings to the open, so we can actually enjoy there's so much inspiration and connection to the wisdom teachings that these paintings bring. And I really appreciate that. And yes, like all evolution, something closes and something new opens in a different way. And I think it's good that things can continue. And yes, thanks a lot for all the work that you have done and for just bringing these paintings to life. And also Laureen, I would like to thank Laureen for all the work that she did, beautiful art. And yes, I really appreciate that.
I want to say something about teachers, like Ludger and his paintings, teachers. They need the disciples around them to respond to them. They need interactions. Otherwise, if the teacher doesn't get any response from the students or their disciples or their friends around them, the teacher feels like that they haven't done their job. So I want to encourage that everyone really do communicate in this new roundtable. Really communicate, really ask questions, really respond what's important to you, because then the teacher moves forward continually. So there's always this very, very important relationship between the teacher, Ludger's paintings, Ludger's information, and each one of us who are teachers. We all need to have responses, interactions, and discussions. So I encourage that this continue on and on through the years.
Thank you very much, Risa. What I appreciated very much, and it was in a way for the first time that I got qualified feedbacks from you to the paintings. I had painted over 30 years, 35 years, and there was never really on a one time a short, very qualitative feedbacks. People just said, oh, it's nice. But this is not a qualitative feedback. What does it mean? What do you see? What is behind? And what is the impact of a painting? And also here in the exchange, this shows what goes on in your consciousness. And this is then the expansion of consciousness. We speak about expansion of consciousness, but what does it mean? It means that we perceive deeper levels in us and in the environment, and the connection there with the environment. And when this is expressed in paintings, there must be also an impact on us and through us. And this can be then guiding in this direction of expansion of consciousness through paintings. For me, it was from the very beginning that I didn't see really paintings from the inner worlds. I saw astral paintings, or of course, Nikolaus Roerich was always beyond for me. It was a great example in all directions, but very few. I'd seen many, many paintings, but they were not what I expected. The fire from the higher worlds, the light of the higher dimensions being expressed in paintings. And this guided my search over the years. And so I'm so happy that Risa unlocked it and brought forward the Aquarian Salon.
Actually, it was time to do that. I could feel Ludger's need, his need as an artist, as a teacher, to bring forth his teachings and his paintings. I could feel it in my body. And I want to say something about groups. I'm going to continue on with what Teresa presented in our group this morning about conclaves. In the last conclave, when 1925 occurred, the hierarchy looked at humanity and said, humanity needs to come forth in intelligence, and let us establish humanity, creating groups together. And in those groups together, they start discussing and talking with each other. And therefore, the intelligence of everyone in the group is uplifted. And this is exactly what this salon is about. And here we are, 100 years later. The conclave within the hierarchy is going to begin. Either it has begun or will it resuck. And they are looking at the groups and saying, what do you have to offer and how can you help us now with the reappearance of the Christ? And every piece of teaching in the paintings, every piece of teaching in the esoteric teachings is about the disciples helping the hierarchy with the reappearance of the Christ. And so I place this context around what we are doing here in this salon, whether I'm going to facilitate or not, which I can't anymore, but everybody else in the group can be the facilitators, working in a group and lifting it up to the heart of the hierarchy. That's what we're doing here.
Thank you very much for pointing out. And this topic of the conclave is most important. Working in group, exactly. So the conclave, the centennial conclave, which is now soon or already going on and preparing the plan for the next 100 years of the externalization of hierarchy, coming more and more to the people. However, the Tibetan also says that it will take decades for the normal disciples to understand and to get an idea for this. But we can, as he also gives the clue, act as if. We can act as if we now know already and see what is the plan. And if we do this, and if we engage in thinking ahead and in collaboration, in ideas, in exchanges, then the teachers can notice, yes, there is a need to give out the new teachings. And only then, when there is this request for teachings, then it is possible that the milk of wisdom can flow. It is described as a cow, from out of which then the milk runs down to the calf. And we are the calves who ask for the milk from the cow. And so this is very beautiful that you brought forward. Yes. Oh, the cat. Very nice.
That kitty always joins us in meditation.
Yeah. Anything else from anyone else?
Yes. Ludger, I remember very well many years ago when the first time it was clear that you are a painter and you brought your paintings up. And there was a little bit in the group like, who now he's also a painter. So people talked about this, and it was a bit of odd that you are also a painter. And then and I talked about this with my mother. She was still alive at that time. And she said, well, it is very easy. If you do something like this, you can keep it for yourself and you keep it in the drawer of your desk, or you come out with it. So there's nothing in between. Yeah, you come out or you keep it. And I think now in the Aquarian Salon, not Salon, I meant in the Aquarian time, it is really important that we come out with everything we have and everything we can do and everything we are able to do. And this makes the groups colorful. And I think everybody of us has something to give, and we don't have to hold back our qualities. So this is very important, that we participate in this way and not be ashamed, oh, well, maybe I'm not good enough or whatsoever. So it is really a sharing of what we are able to give and what we want to give. And I think I said this because this was when you came out with your pictures many years ago, it was actually the first step. What Risa now, so the supporting this group and bring up the Aquarian Salon, this is all a process of growing I see behind. And that Risa is now stepping back. It's for me, I see another process of growing. So it's like a child that grows up. So maybe it just can make its own steps. And the other members here in the group, they just can bring what they can do. Like Frank, he's doing the music. Ludger is doing the paintings. Maybe there's something else other people can bring up, and so that the Aquarian Salon really can bloom.
Mhm. Anyone else?
Perhaps some music as an interlude, okay?
Welcome always.
Yeah. So,
If there's no special other contribution.
yeah.
Oh, Tatiana wanted to say something. Wait.
So you don't
Yes.
want the music now, all
Can
right?
you hear me?
Then we come to you. Yes. Yes, I can hear. We can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, you know, Ludger, that I'm very much in love in art
Yes.
and colors. You know my compassion. You know
Yes, I know.
my really love for art.
Yes.
We always exchanged it all the years. And what I feel to say is that the difference between an art salon and the Aquarian Salon, what I experience is there's a big difference between the art salon watching art and maybe different artists on a wall, 5 artists, and the Aquarian Salon. It's a big difference I experience because it's connected with wisdom teachings and astrology and us. It has something to do with us, with each one of us and you. It's not only about a picture, the art, sondern something happens with us, with you, with me, with all of us. We experience it in the last times, and it's very important that we open up the room in this Aquarian Salon. Your paintings and the dialogues happen. People get touched, moved, and maybe issues come up. Maybe Schattenaspekte. Was heißt das auf English?
Shadow aspects.
Shadow aspects. We are human beings. We are disciples. Maybe not. But we are human beings, individuals in this group, and no one knows where someone is. On the level, and we try to touch each other through your painting on the soul level. But we are still here in our body with our shadow aspects also. And we can be very grateful when your paintings really touches so deep in our button of the heart that maybe shadow aspects come up. And we do not have to cover it again with and say, no, this is wrong. We have to, this Aquarian Salon is different to a normal art salon, that we learn also how to be friendly and kind and loving understanding when in someone comes up maybe some aspects of shadow aspects or whatever, and that we have to handle, because your paintings and opens up a room through the energy in the paintings, and is in each one of us it's a different experience. It's all unique experience. For Risa, for Ruth, for you, it's a unique experience. We cannot compare. It's unique. And we really have to be careful and be in loving understanding what happens then in this room when it opened this room and someone feels maybe not comfortable or not understanding or not really connected. This is for me the most important, that your paintings open up a big room and then happens something inside, invisible. And this is the most important for the Aquarian Salon. It's your painting are like a door to an invisible room. And we have to be very careful how we handle this invisible room. This is so important. It's not only about the 3D picture, what we watch, and the 3D with, so it's about also the big room that opens and each, and and how we feel and move in this room. And this is, for me, the big difference to a normal art salon. This is a big difference, how we handle this invisible room, divine room, and maybe topics which come up, that we are really friendly and kind and loving, understanding, and be and how we solve it. And then this is victory. When we come together next time, wow, we had really great fight. Wow, wow, it was really difficult. And next time we come together, oh, this is victory. When we say, oh, we solved it, the room is it's floating again, and it's coming again, and we are, the whole world is in the moment of moving, and it's a big transformation all over. We cannot expect always harmony, always playing harmony. No, maybe sometimes we have to be honest to ourselves what is coming up in a unique way, in you and me and Risa, and in a unique way. We do not know what, but it can be very unexpected. And we have to be very careful for the unexpected topics coming up in this invisible room. And then we are really a super group.
Yes.
This is what I felt to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Tatiana, speaking of the Uranian aspect of Aquarius, that something unusual, something unexpected, something sudden can come up. And what she is asking is that we give ourselves permission to bring forth even the shadow aspects that even might be discomforting to us. And so we can remember within conflict and chaos is the seed of harmony. And so we walk through that seed, we walk through the harmony or the conflict or the shadow aspect with love until we each reach that inner core and heart of harmony. That is an extraordinary statement, Tatiana. The Aquarian energy of this Aquarian Salon, you have broken that door open so that we can actually have permission to speak what might be the unspeakable or the unusual or the things that are difficult for us. That is a new aspect to this salon. And I want to say thank you.
Yes.
It's actually profound. Our invisible Aquarian Salon room has Uranus in it, and Aquarius in it, and Jupiter in it, and Saturn in it. And so we will embrace all of those aspects. Alexis, talk.
Yeah, when we think about Uranus, ray 1 and ray 7, the outer Uranus is the external revolution, which can, or the external shock, which can separate the higher internal revolution, is spirit coming into matter and synthesizing. Master CBD.
Master CV.
Thank you very much, Alexis, also, and Tatiana. Very important. Frank is already standing there at the threshold of this guitar, wants him to play.
Trying to sense the gap where I can slip in and give some inputs about transformation from my side. So have some transformational music now, please. That's for the moment.
Thank you very much. Let's, oops, it ended. Let's have the look at the first painting chosen for today, and very much in tune with what we have just been discussing. The title is Aries, Birth of a Diamond. And this painting was done a few days after I was thrown out of my last job in 2012, November. And I wanted to express it not on a personal level, but on a artistic and symbolic level, what is going on not only in me, but in society. And as a symbol of this, here in the image you see a situation or a moment of enormous pressure of today's society. And this not seen as something horrible, but it can cause a transformation process. And I visualized it with the volcano, the symbol of throwing out matter from the inside through a fiery process of high pressure. At its top, there is a diamond, as nature's most brilliant result of a transformation process through pressure in the mineral kingdom. For the glowing magma chamber, I took pictures at the underground corridors and shopping passages at the central station of Bern and fused them together. Several volcanoes and were used for the paintings above, and there is a rose flower of an echinopsis cactus for the fiery flashes at the top. They gave the dramatic structure with lava flows and the magma chamber of the hectic everyday life. So it is most intense activism, and at the same time, it is a process of transformation to highest beauty. Does anyone would like to share something? Wait, I look how they can. No.
So then let me start, please. You talk about the highest beauty, but I don't conceive it from the picture. From the picture, I feel very much tensed by these colors and this fire going straight through, and the stress of the people there. Even this man, and with the tie on, you know, he makes this one step. It resembles like something very upset and even greedy, like a greedy broker who runs after the stock exchange or something, and this person with the cell phone at his ear with a suitcase in his hand, you know, down there. All this is very upsetting, and at the same time, what you point out, the process goes right through this very upsetting social construction. Every one of us has certain financial obligations. We have to fulfill our obligations. We have to pay the rent. We have to go on. We have to strive for something. And up there, we have the center of transformation. If we are able to uplift our awareness up to this one point you painted up there in the center of the diamond. So that's what I feel very strongly as the pivot point of all this happening in this picture. And so I find the title also very revealing. Birth of a diamond. It's a time, it's a point of time no one of us can ever imagine. How is a diamond being born? What is the birth of a diamond? What we see is the product diamond. We have it on the ring or somewhere, jewelry, and we see it. But the birth itself is a mystery for all of us. So it's somehow an inspiration to maybe follow the imagination of what is the point of birth of a diamond. That's very revealing. So it's totally hitting our subject for today, transformation. Very nice and inspiring picture. So I stop, give it to the next one.
Thank you, Frank.
Ludger, it's Lauren. I'd like to respond. One, I just really sense the movement in this painting. And our group has done a lot of studies in regard to the diamond and that process and what kingdom does it connect to, which is actually the mineral kingdom. So I just think of that literally in that study, that transmutation process that happens. And, you know, from what I understand, you know, it's a passage from, you know, one state of being through the agency of fire. And I
Mhm.
just really felt I could sense that essence in this picture. I have an Aries North node, so I just kind of thought it was delightful and intense, and I loved it. So I really could feel that movement, is what I'm saying. You could feel that fire and that movement and that pressure, and it reminded me of just the other studies we have done esoterically in regard to the mineral kingdom and the human kingdom and that process of transmutation.
Thank you very much, dear Jean. When I looked at the painting, it reminded me, as per Aries, the top also of the Sahasrara, the topmost part of the head, which is ruled by Aries. And so opening up there, it is like the jewel in the lotus, and there is an intense flow of fiery light going down, like the Kundalini or the energy coming from the top down into our spine.
Yeah, I love that visual, the head. I see that now as you point that out. That's interesting, Ludger.
Mm.
This is Risa, and when I look at this painting, I think of the burning ground.
Yeah.
The burning ground, the will to good and the will to love of the Father, pouring down its ray oneness into humanity, creating a burning ground so deep and so difficult that humanity begins to shift its awareness, awakens, and begins to think about goodwill. And this is like the diamond, which is made by the intense pressure and the fire of ray one. And we know that in Taurus, that diamond light, when it's cultivated, it emerges from our ajna center, the diamond light center. And when we go out into the world, that diamond light pouring from our ajna center transforms everything it comes in contact with. So again, the burning ground, the diamond light, the transformation. The pressure
Excellent.
that creates the diamond with all of its facets.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is Birke. I really saw the first when you showed the picture first. And you said it's a eruption of a volcano, and I thought, no, to me it looks like an impact, not like an eruption. It is the diamond actually impacts, and it's causing what Risa just said. It's a burning ground. And the diamond, I think I associate with the diamond also Shambhala. It's something very, very, very clear, something very hard. So, and I thought immediately it fits to our current time, where everything is starting to have a chaos, and that this has to do with a higher will and the transformation of the earth and transformation of humanity by higher will. And this is actually what I see in this picture. Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely. This is a very important aspect which you point out there, that this coming in of the fire of destruction to create new forms. Uranus, the seven, but also linked to one, and this breaking open also of the volcano itself. The volcano explodes in a way.
Ludger, it's Laura. I'd like to share. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Oh, okay. When I looked at it, and I think when Frank spoke and mentioned birth, I was thinking of a birthing process from the point of view of a woman giving birth, and from the point of view of motherhood and giving birth, that's like an initiation, initiation into motherhood. And there's pain, right? It's like the epitome of no pain, no gain. the gain after childbirth is this beautiful, perfect human being, precious baby, which corresponds to the beauty of the flower at the top. Yeah, that's what it brought to mind for me. It's like the birthing canal, and equated it to childbirth itself. And then when Lauren spoke about the mineral kingdom and Aries and the mineral kingdom being ruled by, I think, Ray 1 and Ray 7, which links back to Aries. Yeah, I like all that synthesis of everyone's comments. And yeah, very beautiful. Thank you, Ludger.
Thank you very much, dear Lori.
And Ludger, this is Teresa. What I saw is choice. Let choice be made. I see the mundaneness of humanity going about their mundane lives and presented a choice to follow the path of life, the path of light, to lead to transformation to the diamond light body of the soul.
Really nice, yes. Anyone else?
Me?
Yeah, Tatjana.
Yeah, I see two movements. I see a cross in the picture, in the painting. Yeah. I see the humanity. There is a horizontal line and also moving in many, many directions, like the masses do. We still see when we are around. And then the vertical line, the awakening line in the people already happened or still happen. So humanity who are still unaware and moving in all direction and mind control maybe by handy, blah, blah, blah. But the vertical line is still on and it's working no matter which direction the people are going. It's no way out. So, and I see you put on the head of them some orange, wie sagt man das?
Flames.
Orange. Yeah. Yes. And maybe they got with it the chance to align with it.
Yes.
Yeah. They are not aligned. They are not aligned. No. They are not aware, but still the awakening process is happening. It's still on. Many people are awakened still all around the world. And there is no, we will move forward, no matter which direction the people go, and they have the chance to align and to go with or not. So, but it's a cross. I see the cross in it, and it's still working, and it's and it's not easy. It's not easy. The fire is on, and Shambhala is on. I see the Shambhala energy coming down, no matter what the people are doing, if they are still making party or still making this, enjoying life, how it is. It's no matter what the people are doing, the process is on. So, and we have the chance to align and to work with it, to work with the vertical line. And this is what I feel. It's very powerful.
Thank you. Any more remarks?
Ruth, I can tell. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. I can see what you told us. In a certain way, it reminded me also to a normal situation in the tube in Munich with an overcrowded platform. And in the beginning, when I moved to Munich, I've had fear and felt panic for so many people. And then living there, and then there came a moment where I was so tired, and I also went into the crowd because I want to go home. And suddenly I felt not I have to protect myself. I was so aligned to the vertical line that I could see such a diamond all over this crowd, even if there are clouds above the heads of the people. And suddenly I felt we are all human beings, we are all connected to the diamond, more or less, open and it's visible, but we are. And that was a great moment in this, let's say, normal situation in the middle of the city. And that is one of my sensations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I propose to go on to a very different ambience. Oh, Tatjana?
Something came up very suddenly now.
Yes.
What I feel also is we were all in this line, in this process here where the people are running this way, that way, making party. We are all these people running around. And what I feel also is much love in it, because God lets us do our experience. So it's not, how you say, we are allowed to make our experiences here on earth. It's allowed to go this direction, that direction. If we align this life or next life, they do not put pressure on us. It's a freiwillig. Was heißt freiwillig auf English?
Free.
Free, but you do it by your own will. If you want, if not, and it's also okay. We do not have to condemn the people who do not want to align in this life, or they are always aligned. We are always aligned, but Master said once, we have to fulfill our experiences on all levels, on physical level, emotional level, and mental level. And only when these levels are fulfilled, we can really make the next step. If these 3 levels are not fulfilled, it's not possible. So we do not have to stick our finger to someone, oh, where is he, or where is... No, just let them go and love the people. We have to love them, even if they are not working with Shambhala, and we don't have to feel better with them. No, we are proved, very much tested, if we love the people trotzdem. Was heißt trotzdem?
Nevertheless.
Yeah, nevertheless, we have to love the people. It's all about love. We have to love them, even if they are not with wisdom teachings, or even they still eat meat. I'm tested every day about my love to the people, and this is very much important, that we have to love them. It's all about love.
Thank you very much. Oh. Frank?
Yes.
Thank you. Here in this painting, you see a double pyramid in the center. The painting is called The Geometry of Creation as the container of beauty. It sounds to be very abstract, but beauty in creation is expressed through forms, and form is the medium through which beauty manifests itself and through which we come into contact with beauty. We find beauty through form, but not in form. The geometry of creation is the container for the expression of beauty. So beauty needs a structure to express, and beauty is the divine side of form, and is, in truth, beyond form. Through beauty, forms tend to become perfect. When we see the divine side of form, we find the splendor and hidden harmony in creation. We see a flower, and waves of beauty radiate through the flower. The beauty of the flower lies in its wholeness, not in any part of the flower. By contemplating a beautiful form, we take the beauty inside of ourselves. By connecting inwardly with beauty, ugliness is transformed into the original order. This elevates us into a state of harmony that unfolds beauty and harmony in our lives and radiates into our surroundings. To illustrate the harmony of creation, I used the photo of a rock crystal on my altar, cut into the shape of an octahedron. I worked a photo of a rose blossom into it. I placed a radiant star in the center to visualize the radiance of beauty. The deep blue background represents the hidden side of creation, from which star shapes emerge as centers of radiance. Between the background and the octahedron shape, there is a transitional area between pink and blue, the field of splendor and of the hidden harmony of creation. Some explanations about the geometry of space. We see in the painting a double pyramid, and it's a basic structure in creation. It is built up on the cross with equal arms, which is called here the Vedic cross, which you find inside a pyramid here. And when you link the different directions of the pyramid, this corresponds to a six-armed cross, which you can see as the directions of east, south, west, north, above and below. And when you connect the corners, you find there midheaven, MC above, nadir below, the south and north, east and west. And this form of a double pyramid is also in us, in the top of the head, the above, the Muladhara is below, and the different directions, the corresponding of the directions here forming the square at the bottom of the pyramids, which are a double pyramid from the upper part and the lower part. And this in central cross here, the six-armed cross, is said to be the symbol of Sanat Kumara, And this is the structure of space, in space, from which surrounds all manifested forms, and there, in these structures, beauty unfolds. The divine expresses itself into the form. Any comments, ideas?
This is Birke. When I saw the picture, I immediately have had two thoughts in my head. One was the golden ratio, and the other was you say it's Taurus, so it's the third eye. So the third eye, the star in the middle of the picture. So what is illuminating is illuminating the forms actually, and give beauty to the forms too. And the golden ratio, we know this from modern science and also from the old arts, that the golden ratio is very much connected to everything what is beautiful to the human eye. Yeah. So it has golden ratio, and beauty is very close together. To Taurus, this is Venus, is also art and beauty, and and the third eye is Aldebaran. It's a well, it's also a very special star. I don't want to go to bed too much in astrology, but yeah. So this is what I thought. These aspects in the picture.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to say it's beautiful. I love the colors, the blue and the pink and rosa. I love it so much. What I feel is the inside beauty. It's all about the inside beauty. This is the state of total purification. It happens, and it's a work of the inner temple. The inner temple is finished, is ready in this painting, and the purification is done, and the inner temple is on, and it all happens from inside to outside, not from outside to inside. We see much beauty also outside, but it's make-up beauty, facade beauty. It's about the beauty from inside to outside. And what I very much feel is the beauty of the cherry blossom. I experienced it the first time in Munich, in Olympia Park. Japan gave many cherry trees to Munich in 1972. I never saw them in my whole life and never knew it. And this time I was guided 2 times to this place. And now the trees are big, and I experienced pink in daily life. Such a beautiful cherry blossom, and the people who are very, very much, how you say, it was like paradise feeling. The people were so peaceful, and they did music and painting and dancing. People what I wanted to say, that this pink cherry blossoms, it's only for 2 weeks angezogen. Was heißt anziehen? Attracted so many people, old and young, and babies and families, and they gathered in a very small place in Munich, and it was amazing for me. I was there 2 times, and it was like a paradise feeling. And when I see this picture, it's also like a paradise feeling inside, but it's inside feeling. Here I see that the temple is on, the work is done, and the inner temple is prepared. This is what I see, and it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tatiana.
I would like to say that for me, this the beauty in the form that you were talking about, Ludger, is to me is expresses that order and harmony that there is in flowers, for example, and in nature, like in geometry, which is in nature and in flowers, is so orderly and that brings a lot of peace and calm and beauty. Even though a flower looks very fragile and delicate, but it has this base of very organized time and space in it, and rhythm, and the lack of that rhythm and order brings the chaos, which is really the opposite of beauty. That's mine.
Thank you for your thoughts. Anything else?
Hi, it's Risa. From the point of light, that point of light in Aries, Taurus takes that light, creates a spiral path of light, creating that light upon the path for the disciple. From the point of light emanating out, and Taurus gathers that light and creates the spiral of light, the light upon the path for the disciples.
Excellent. Thank you.
Ich möchte noch was sagen. I want to say, I see also many movements. We have the pyramid, we have the vertical and the horizontal, and we have also the circle. There is something going on. We see there is a movement, there's an attraction. There is it's like a ball. It's like a ball inside. And what I see, it's what I said, the temple work is on. From the point of light within the heart of God, let light stream forth into the heart of man. And this is for me the center and what I can, that fills, or the other way around, this the colors and this movement. For me, this is the sentence, yes. This is beautiful. Thank you so much for this painting. Wonderful.
The gift is always above. They come down, and it's just through me, but not from me. Anyone else?
Yes, I would share a contribution from the point of light within the mind of God. Let light stream forth into the minds of men. And from the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. And both aspects are represented within this one picture. First, the order of light, symbolized by the directions of the diamond, and the other pictures you mentioned with the directions of the earth, north, west, east, and so on. And the round form of this blossom symbolizes the heart for me. And in the center of both, there is light. And light has this specificum that it's straightforward. The light is never bending. In a way, it's straightforward. And that makes it so efficient. And also the colors, they are on the spectrum in different positions. The red and the rose is in a very different position than the deep and the blue in the background. Also, this is one sort of synthesis which you engrabbed in this picture very nicely. Ludger, thank you.
Thank you.
Ich habe noch was zu sagen.
Yeah.
On the one hand, there is the form, the double pyramid, and inside the movement around the light. And then we have the blue around, and this is the formless. There is space. There's space, there's so much space and cosmos. This is so beautiful. This I love, and there's so much space, and it's like the space and the formless and coming into this form. It's like impossible, but this is what is said with Krishna. What we've learned, that Krishna had the cosmos in his mouth. All right, it's like something like that. It's for me like this space, this infinite space, this endless space. This space is coming into this beautiful form. It's like impossible. It's a miracle, but it happens. So beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yes, you see the dark blue at the corners, and then the glowing blue, and then an event horizon around the manifestation. And then comes the concrete form, the manifested part. The rest is like unmanifested, and out of the unmanifest comes the manifested form.
Yeah, because we as human beings with our little mind, we never can imagine that this space, this infinite, this is possible really to come into, that exists in a form. It exists, and it's our mindset that we sometimes cannot believe it, but it is. We are, the cosmos is in us, and you paint it. This is for me the expression of it. And sometimes even our mindset says, no, this is impossible, but it's possible. It is.
Thank you. Let's go forward to the next painting, and Frank has already his guitar in the hand.
So I open up the channel, play.
Thank you, Frank. When this painting is called Working Out the Reversed Wheel. When seeing the 1838 map of our physical tableau and astronomy chart of the French cartographer Charles V. Monin in my collection of zodiac illustrations, I noticed that most of the representations depict the zodiac in an anti-clockwise direction, while in this map the signs were arranged in a clockwise manner. So I selected Monin's chart to depict the reversing of the wheel, which is worked out by an advanced disciple on the path of spiritual ascent and liberation. I transformed the design of the chart and arranged it over a photo of a sunrise. In the center of the zodiacal wheel, I constructed the triangles of the 4 elements, placing the air sign Gemini at the top. Air is considered the subtlest of the 4 elements, followed by fire, water, and earth. In spirituality, there's a 5th element, space, being the foundation of the other 4. In the chart, it is represented by the surrounding space. At the bottom of the image, I inserted elements of a painting by the 18th century English artist Joseph Wright of Derby. You see a group of people around an armillary sphere, an astronomical device for displaying the movement of celestial bodies. It is a symbol of the relationship between the microcosm and macrocosm, and of studying the cosmic interrelations. I do not go into the many aspects which the reversal of the wheel relates to. It is up to you to look and see and what it uncovers. Any thoughts?
Yeah, me.
Yes.
What the first thoughts came: without fire, nothing is possible. For all the process, what's going on, what is written in the zodiac, whatever it is, but without, you need fire for it. You need the fire for it to make this process happen. That this vertical line
manifests.
It connects with the head. You did the head is in which is it? Which sign?
At the person below, the head is Gemini. It is the Gemini at the top, but at the bottom it is the head of the philosopher talking there is Sagittarius.
Yeah, but you put it's very interesting that the face of it is in the zodiac. So the upper, this part is in, you put it inside, but without fire, it's in the bottom. You see the fire. It's nothing is possible. So a lot of fire is needed. It's like in the oven that you make bread, and so that more. This was spontan what I have to say.
And therefore, you find also this as sunrise in the background. The whole, it is not the study room of, it's the painting below says a philosopher lecturing about astronomy. This was something like that, the title, but this was not of interest. For me, it was like the microcosm and the macrocosm.
Yeah.
So below you have the structure and the people sitting around the cosmos in a little room, and they reflect on the macrocosm, and the macrocosm is in the head of the one who talks about it or thinks about it, and then he links to the greater one.
Yeah, the macrocosmos is always present. It's the eternal part, but with if the process with the fire in us to make room for this part, that it can come down, that the macrocosmos really can settle in us. So for this, there is the part that something has to come down into us or is already here, but the fire at the bottom, what is going on in this room, opens up the room that it's possible. Without what happens in the bottom, it's not possible that the work can happen.
Yes.
Yes, for me. Yeah.
The time is running short. We have said we did not want to outrun too much the time. Nevertheless, I wanted to share 2 more things after this. You can ponder on this, or if somebody wants to say something which immediately is in his mind, we can just open up. Otherwise, I would just go to the next painting. Ruth?
I have just an image I had from the beginning when I saw this first. It reminds me of a sweat lodge, the traditional sweat lodge, and it's the same to sit into like a warm, and then it opens up, and it's to do the work of the reversed wheel. And I had the experience of such a sweat lodge. It opens up the space and space.
Yes, and it's turned around. The globe at the bottom is turned the other way around and opened up to the greater whole.
And this is Risa. I want to say, as I look at this, it's the psychological door to humanity's healing, knowledge of self, and well-being. That's what that symbol is.
Thank you. Frank? This painting is called Becoming an Apple for Others to Eat. I did it in March 2010, a few months after having started painting again after a pause of 19 years, where I did not paint any painting and even destroyed the major part of the old paintings. and I felt there would be no new seed sprouting in art. And it was a moment of a big crisis also when I painted this painting, and it shows the transformation processes from seed to fruit, but not in the way you know them with a tree. The apple is bigger than the tree. I started with photos I'd taken some time ago of a huge tree in a nearby park, of an apple, and that of an apple flower. The roots take the vital energy from the ground and the leaves from space. The ground is part of our globe, and the vital energy belongs to the vastness of the energetic ocean. The seed in the trunk receives its nourishment from the ground and grows through the stem to expand through the branches. The flower is the most subtle part of the tree. When it has reached its fruition, it brings forth the fruit. The apple, however, is not used by the tree itself, but by those who take it, sell it, or give it to others to eat. So the apple tree is a symbol of the selfless distribution of its fruits. And when we share the fruits of our doing, the circle completes. One of the first effects of this painting was when it came out a short while afterwards. I saw that it had been printed, put into plastic and distributed to a great amount of groups in Spain. I saw it at different places in Spain. So it took its own way of distribution without my knowing. And there I realized, yes, the paintings walk themselves their path.
I think. Go ahead.
Laura?
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I saw it first and realized it was an apple, I thought of the tree, the fruit of the tree of knowledge, and
Yes.
the apple, the forbidden fruit that Adam picked from the tree, and that for humanity to aspire to know who they truly are as a soul, that they have to learn, right? They have to engage the mind and learn and be taught and understand who they are, and through knowledge and taking the path, we unfurl the petals of the lotus, which is what the flower reminded me of, the causal body around the soul, and eventually the jewel in the middle of the lotus becomes apparent as all the petals open up. That's what it all said to me when I saw it, Ludger, and yeah, I love it. I love flowers and nature, and it's very beautiful, and I love the fieriness of the energy at the bottom going into the earth. It's like a fiery energy. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you. And you have also chosen a very beautiful fiery painting from Nicholas Ulrich. And I admire this with the fire at the top and the messages from the fire sharing. Any other comment?
Well, meanwhile, what I see in your picture is all states of an apple. There is a tree, there is a blossom, there is a fruit, and there's also the seed. And so what I think is amazing, because it is all in one, all states of a being is really in one picture. This is so amazing to me. Yeah, it's very, so this is just what I see. Yeah.
Thank you. Very nice.
Yeah, I would like to add that this light, that sort of fiery light in the roots, and also the flame in the trunk, it just reminds me of the energy that flows through our column and just allows us gathering all the energy from the ground up from the trunk to the all the way to the branches and the flowers, and that flame is just like an image of transformation, like the personal transformation in order to become a world server or a useful human. And it's just so beautiful the way you just painted it, and this beautiful flower again with so much beauty through all the transformation. It just gives out beauty, and it's really beautiful. And also the apple being bigger than the tree is also so inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you. Since it's getting late, I go to the next image, which is not an image, but an invitation. Tomorrow, there is the opening of the Gallery of Synthesis with the paintings which have come through me in southern Spain. A year ago, in May, I brought all materials which I physically had here, the paintings, the books, and the albums, and digital constructions to southern Spain, and I sold it for €1. If I had given it for free, it could have created legal problems also with the customs calculating prices. But so for €1, I could give it away. And this seed fell on very fertile ground. A beautiful gallery room, a huge gallery room had been constructed. I thought that Jesus was our and his mother, they would be here today. He has still to do with tomorrow's celebration. He said that about 40 people, 40, 50 might come for the inauguration of the gallery in the Casa Vamsi. Vamsi is a name for the flute of Krishna, and Master had given their name to the center in a little village near Murcia. It's a big a city and also a province in Spain. And so all are one way invited for paella eating there and for the gallery opening, but at the same time, you can join this meeting by coming into it via Zoom. I will give a talk, an English talk tomorrow, and Frank will play music at noontime. We open it at 1:15, and they start at 12 p.m. and they had their lunch, and we will have some exchange there, and he will show the hall and the paintings there with his mobile. And so this is an event to which I invite you. And this idea all developed the last 5 days. And not the exposition, it was clear, but that there could be also a Zoom presentation at the same time. It just happened Tuesday. The idea manifested last Tuesday, and now I hope that everything goes well tomorrow with this opening. But I'm so deeply grateful also that I do not share the Aquarian Salon link, which is now on the recording. I can share afterwards when the recording is off. the link for those of my online study group Zoom link, but this I do not want to publish here.
Okay.
So let's go to the violet flame invocation, expressing our thanks to the great beings, the great directional gods, and to all the beauty in creation. We bow down to the wisdom of the East. We bow down to the love of the South. We bow down to the strength of the West. We bow down to the will of the North. We bow down to the headlight Chintamani above. We bow down to the great guardian dog below. We bow down to the Lord of I Am, the center. May we be raised, may we be raised, may we be raised to the kings of beauty. The third circle just started with today's salon, and we plan to continue if everything goes well on 16th of August, so again in 3 months, following the rhythm of the fixed cross. So you are cordially invited to join then the next salon and to keep yourself updated here with the link published here with descriptions of the Aquarian Salon. So we end now the recording. Thank you very much. Frank, you wanted to play.